Okay, so number 39. So a 10 ohm resistor is connected in parallel to an impedance that is equal to 3 plus J4 ohms. So drawing ko lang. So meron tayong resistance na 10 ohms. Then parallel siya sa 3 plus J4 ohms. So hahanapin natin yung overall power factor or yung circuit's power factor. Paano ba natin makukuha yung overall power factor? So kunin muna natin yung total impedance. So, ZT is equal to yung 10 nakaparallel sa 3 plus V4. So, this is now equal to 10 raised to negative 1 plus 3 plus G4, the quantity raised to negative 1, then the quantity raised to negative 1. So, this is now, so, ano lang natin siya. Type lang natin sa calculator. Okay, so ito yun. Convert na lang natin sa polar form. So this is equal to 3.67 bar angle, positive 36.02 or 03 na degrees. Okay, so since positive siya, so meaning siya ay merong lagging na power factor. So lahat naman ng choices nakalaging, so kunin na natin yung cosine ng angle or cosine ng argument. So that is cosine ng argument ng answer. So this is now equal to 0.808. So PF is equal to cosine ng argument ng answer. Okay, so this is now equal to zero point 0 or 0.808. Lag. Letter D. Next tayo. Number 40. So, three impedances are in series. So, yung C1, this is equal to 3 bar angle 45 degrees ohms. So, yung pangalawang impedance natin, so that is 10 square root of 2 bar angle 45 degrees. And yung pangatlo na impedance, that is 5 bar angle negative 90 degrees. So, find the applied voltage o yung total voltage daw natin dito. Let's call this as E na lang na. If yung voltage dito sa may Z1 or doon sa first impedance. So, yung V1 natin is equal to 27 bar angle negative 10 degrees volts. For series resistors, so applicable rin kasi dito yung voltage divider rule. Okay, so VDR lang, i-apply lang natin yan dito sa circuito natin. So therefore, V1 is equal to yung total voltage. So that's E multiplied by yung hinahanap. So this is now 3 bar angle 45 all over 3 bar angle 45 plus 10 square root of 2 bar angle 45 plus 5 bar angle negative 90. Okay? So yan na lang natin. Substitute lang natin yung voltage dito. 27 bar angle negative 10 is equal to E multiplied by 3 over or 3 bar angle 45 all over 3 bar angle 45 plus 10 square root of 2 45 degrees plus 5 bar angle negative 90. Okay? So, walang shift solve sa um, sa calculator, sa complex mode, walang shift solve. So, we need to evaluate this, okay, by means of algebra. So, divide lang natin to both sides by this factor. Okay? So, this is now 27 bar angle negative 10 all over ito. Okay, yung nakamultiply kay E. So that is now 3 bar angle 45 all over 3 bar angle 45 plus 10 square root of 2 bar angle 45 plus 5 bar angle negative 90. So, gawin lang natin siyang polar, no? So, this is now equal to 126.5 bar angle negative 24.5. Susunod doon, 5.7 na lang. So, kunin lang natin yung magnitude. So, therefore, the magnitude is 126.5 volts. Letter A. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. The resistors of 6 ohms. So, meron tayong 6 ohms dito na resistor. And unknown impedance coil, meaning this coil is an RN. So, drawing ko lang, no? So, ito, yung nasa loob, ito, R at saka L. Okay? Draws 12 amperes. So, I dito, 12 amperes. Coming from E1, 120 volts, 60 hertz line. Okay? So, this is R ng coil. This is L ng coil. The real power taken from the line or yung P total natin dito is 1,152 watts. What is the coil's inductance or L? Okay? So, since total power yung binigay sa atin, take note ano ba ang total real power natin. So, that is power dissipated by the resistors. Yung kinukuha nitong 6 ohms at saka yung R ng coil. So, yan lang yung 1,152 watts. Okay? So, pwede natin gamitin yung P is equal to I squared R since meron na tayong kuryente dito. So, that is now 1,152 is equal to I squared times yung R total natin. So that is 12 squared multiplied by 6 plus R coil. So kukunin natin yung R coil dito. Mode 1 tayo para mag-shift solve, no? So 1,152 is equal to 12 squared multiplied by 6 plus X. So this is equal to 2 ohms. So yan yung value ng R natin sa may coil. Okay? So paano natin makukuha yung L? Okay? So kailangan natin yung impedance. Okay? So take note yung buong to, impedance yon. So that is now using your Ohm's law. So that is now Z is equal to V over I. So this is now Z equal to 120 all over 12, which is equal to 10 ohms. Okay? So, since naka-series lang tayo, pwede natin gamitin yung um, impedance triangle dito. So, yung nagre-relate sa R, X, at saka Z. So, using your Pythagorean theorem, di ba? Okay, so this is now magnitude ng Z is equal to square root ng R squared plus X squared. Okay? So this is now equal to 10 is equal to R. So that is yung 6 plus yung R ng coil, the quantity squared plus yung X natin which is 2 pi F. So yung F natin 60 times L the quantity squared. So makukuha na natin yung L dito. So this is now 10 equal to square root ng 8 squared plus 120 pi times x. Shift solve for x. So this is now equal to 0.0159 Henry. Or in millihenry, this is now equal to, so press lang natin yung egg. So that is now 1 point or 12, sorry, 15.95 or 915 millihenry. So this is letter A. Okay. So punta na tayo sa number 42. So we have a single phase 7.46 kilowatts motor. So yung output power natin is 7.46 kilowatts and this is supplied from a 400 volts 50 hertz mains. Its efficiency is equal to 0.85 and the power factor is 0.8 lag. So find the reactive component of the input current. So reactive component meaning yan yung J do sa may I natin. So kapag ni-rectangular natin yan. Yung reactive dyan, yan yung I na part dito. So I R plus J I X. So yung reactive part natin or reactive component is ito kasama ng J. So, yun yung tinatanong ng ating problem. Okay? So, ang gagawin na lang natin dito is that kunin muna natin yung total I ng serkito. Ilan ba yung I na kinukuha ng serkito natin dito? Okay? So, pwede natin gamitin yung P is equal to VI power factor. Okay? Pero ang makukuha natin dito is yung magnitude lang. Okay? So this is now equal to what? So P output, so 7.46 kilowatts. Pero ang gusto kasi natin input, no? So paano ba natin i-convert yan sa input? Okay? So ang binigay is output, i-divide lang natin siya by, okay, by its efficiency. So divided by 0.85 is equal to V. So that is 400 times I times power factor which is 0.8. So what's now your I equal to? So that is 7.46 times 10 raised to 3 divided by 0.85 times 400 times 0.8. So this is equal to 27.43. 47 point or 27 I should say. 27.43 amperes. Okay, magnitude pa lang yan. So, convert natin yan sa complex or vector form. So, this is now equal to I. In vector form, this is equal to the magnitude of I bar angle theta. Okay, so this is now 27.43 bar angle yung power factor angle natin dito. Okay? So, this is power factor and para makakuha ng power factor angle, kailangan natin yung arc cosine. Take note, lagging. Kapag kuryente, ang lagging ay negative. Okay, so this is now negative arc cosine ng 0.8. So, mode 2 tayo. 27.43 bar angle, negative arc cosine ng point A. So this is now 21.944 minus J 16.458. 16.458 amperes. So therefore the answer is yung ano lang no, J component lang. So ito yon. So yung I X natin is equal to 16.458 amperes. Letter, letter A. Okay? So punta na tayo sa susunod, number 43. So an inductive load draws a current of 16 amperes. So meron tayong inductive load dito, particularly a motor. So yung I natin is 6 amperes, then power factor is 0.8. Inductive siya, so meaning this is lagging. Okay? Matik yan, lagging yan kapag inductive. And this is coming from a 208 volts, 60 hertz. So if a capacitor of 5 times 10 to the negative 5 is connected in parallel with the load, so kapag magkakabit daw tayo dito ng capacitor na 5 times 10 to the negative 5 farads, what is the overall power factor of the load or yung total power factor natin? Take note po, so sa kanina na mga pinag-usapan natin, so ang overall power factor can be computed in, so pwede yung makuha sa total impedance, yung katulad ng ginagawa pa natin kanina. Pwede yung natin yung makuha sa total apparent power. So, dun sa parallel loads, di ba? And pangatlo, pwede natin yung makuha sa kuryente. Okay? So, pwede tayo ditong kumuha ng overall power factor. But see to it na tingnan lang natin yung sign convention natin dito. Okay? So, for leading power factor, negative yung ZT, negative yung S, positive yung I. For lagging power factor, positive siya do sa may theta natin. So, positive rin sa may S natin, positive theta. And kapag sa IT, negative naman. Okay, parang nagbaliktad yung IT. Okay, do sa may theta. Ito yung sign convention natin. So, sige, try natin siya. So, gamitan na lang natin to ng current method kasi meron na tayong um, 6 amperes dito. Okay, so yung IT is equal to yung I ng motor plus yung I ng capacitor. Okay? So therefore, IT now is equal to 6 bar angle. So ito, lagging, so meaning negative arc cosine ng point A. Then plus IC. So ano ba ang IC natin dito? So paano natin makukuha ito? Yung kuryente dito. So since nakaparallel siya, ang common sa kanila voltage, kung anong voltage dito sa motor, yun rin yung voltage dito sa capacitor. So pwede natin gamitin yung Ohm's law. Okay, so that is VC or yung total voltage natin sa capacitor over XC. Okay, so apply natin yan dito. So this is now 208 over XC. But what is XC? That is negative J all over 2 pi times F, that is 60 times C. So that is 5 times 10 to the negative 5. Okay, so kunin na natin yung ating kuryente. So this is now 6 bar angle, negative arc cosine ng 0.8 plus 208 negative I all over negative I all over 125 times 5 times 10 to the negative 5. Okay, convert na lang natin sa polar form. So this is now 4.8 4.81 bar angle 3.82 degrees. Then kunin natin yung power factor. That is the cosine of the power factor angle. So cosine ng argument ng I total. So cosine ng argument ng power factor angle or power factor dito. So sa may I total. So this is now 0.999 or approximately equal to 1 or unity. So this is letter C. So malapit na siya sa unity. So punta na tayo sa susunod na topic, which is ito yung pinaka-importante sa electrical engineering, which is your power factor correction. So ano ba nga ba ang ginagawa ng power factor correction? Ano yung process na to? So the process of compensating for the lagging current creating by a leading current by connecting the capacitors to the supply. So a sufficient capacitance is connected so that the power factor is adjusted to be close as unity as possible. Okay, so take note po, ang ginagawa ng power factor correction is kino-correct natin yung power factor from a low power factor, mababang lagging power factor to a higher power factor. Okay, so by the addition of capacitor. Kasi once na mababa yung power factor mo, hindi reliable yung circuit mo. Ibig sabihin may mga unnecessary losses. Okay? Kaya ang ginagawa, nagkakabit ng capacitor para tataas yung overall power factor ng circuito. Okay? And para mas maging reliable yung system. Okay? So yan po yung kagandahan sa mataas na power factor. Okay? So take note po may dalawang cases ito, pero ang i-discuss ko lang sa inyo is yung case 1. Yung case 2, madi-discuss na sa AC motors ninyo. So which is yung synchronous motors. For the case 1, parallel capacitor lang yung ilalagay natin sa circuito. So purely capacitive lang. So ito, for example, may network tayo dito. Ito yon network na yan. So, ang gagawin lang natin is magkakabit tayo ng capacitor in parallel to the network. Okay, so since parallel siya, okay, so lahat ng voltages natin dito will be equal to your source E. Okay, and therefore, yung Q cap natin dito, ito, derived na ito from the various phasor diagram. So, hindi na tayo mag-ano dito ng phasor diagram, no? Magde-derive. Okay, so tapos na kayo doon sa lecture ninyo dati pa. Okay, so Q cap is equal to P load multiplied by tangent theta old minus tangent theta new. Okay, so wherein yung Q cap natin, that's the reactive power of the capacitor. P load natin is the real power of the load connected. Okay, yung network mo. Okay, yan yung P load. Yung theta old natin, this is the old power factor angle. Angle ha, take note, angle. Angle of the system and the theta new is the new power factor of the system. Power factor angle. Take note. Okay, power factor angle of the system after the capacitor is connected. No, nilagay na natin yung capacitor. Okay? So therefore, dito, okay, continuation lang ng Q cap natin. So kung gusto natin kunin yung capacitor, so pwede natin siyang i-express in terms of reactance. So yung Q cap natin is equal to E squared over XC. Okay? So yun yung kagandahan dito kasi since nakaparallel, pare-parehas yung voltage ng kada branch natin. Okay, so etong dalawang to, kailangan nyo yung i-take note. Take note itong power factor correction din is lumalabas most commonly sa board exam. Okay, so meron at merong ganyan sa board exam. Okay, so kaya kailangan nyo ito. So sige, let's move on. Number 44. So we have a single phase motor taking 30 amperes current. So, yung I natin dito, 30 amperes. And this is from a 220 volts, 60 hertz supply. The power factor being 80% or 0.8 lagging. Now, what value of capacitor in microfarad connected across the circuit will be necessary to raise the power factor to unity? Ngayon, ano daw yung ikakabit natin dito capacitor para yung overall power factor natin or yung total power factor ng system natin is 1. So, ano daw tong C? Okay? So, using your case 1 na formula, so pwede na natin siyang isolve. So, Q cap, so kunin muna natin yung reactive power ng ating capacitor. Q cap is equal to yung P ng load times tangent theta old minus tangent theta new. Okay? So, yung power factor natin dito, this is your old, okay, na 0.8. And itong 1 na to, magiging 1 kasi yung power factor. This is now your new power factor. Okay? So, yan. So, sige, kunin natin. So, pero wala pa tayong pilo dito. But what is your pilo? Yung motor lang to, no? Di ba? Yun lang naman yung nasa system mo, yung motor. Payload is equal to VI power factor. So, apply natin yan dito. So, this is now Q cap is equal to 30 times 220 times 0.8. So, this is now your payload multiplied by tangent theta all. But what's your theta all? Take note, this is angle. Angle to, hindi pa angle itong 0.8. So, we need to get the, okay, inverse cosine ng 0.8 minus tangent theta nyo. Kunin lang natin yung inverse cosine ng 1. Okay? So, therefore, what's now your Q cup equal to? So, 30 times 220 times 0.8 times tangent ng or the quantity tangent ng arc cosine ng 0.8 minus tangent ng arc cosine ng 1. So this is now equal to, okay, 3,960. And this is inverse. Ngayon, hindi power yung tinatanong. Ang gusto natin, capacitance in microfarads. So, paano ba natin yan makukuha? By means of your formula, Q cap is equal to V squared over XC. Okay, so apply natin yan dito. So this is now 3,960 is equal to yung voltage natin sa capacitor. So ito yon yung 220. So 220 squared all over 1 divided by 2 pi FC. So 1 over 2 pi times F, that is 60, times C, which is the ano, capacitance. So shift solve lang natin. What's your C now? So mode 1 tayo para mag-shift solve, no? So 3960 is equal to 2220 squared all over 1 divided by 2 pi times 60 times x. So this is now equal to 2.17 times 10 to the negative 4 farads, or in microfarads. Press lang natin yung ENG dito. Dito, ENG. So this is now equal to 217 times 10 to the negative 6 microfarads. And this is letter C. Okay, so let's move on. Number 45. So a 250 kilovolt ampere transformer is at full load. So may transformer daw tayo dito. Yung S natin is 250 kilovolt ampere and power factor that is 0.8 lag. So how many kVAR of capacitors must be added to improve this power factor to 0.9 lagging? So ano daw yung ikakabit natin ditong capacitor, yung K ng or yung kVAR ng capacitor or yung Q, para yung overall power factor natin will be 0.9 lag. So ito na yung power factor. Ito yung old. Okay? So sige, kunin natin yung Q dito. So Q cap is equal to P load multiplied by tangent theta all minus tangent theta nu. Okay. So wala tayong real power dito. Ang meron lang tayo is S. Okay. So ano po ba ang payload in terms of S? Di ba VI cosine theta or VI power factor lang yan? But what is your VI kasi? So this is S, tama po ba? So P is equal to S times power factor. So ito na lang yung i-apply natin dito. So this is now Q cap is equal to 250 kilo times power factor na 0.8 multiplied by tangent theta all. Okay, so this is our cosine ng 0.8 minus tangent ng arc cosine ng, so hindi kasya, kung lang natin. So tangent ng arc cosine ng 0.9. So 250 kilo times 0.8 times the quantity tangent ng arc cosine ng 0.8 minus tangent ng arc cosine ng 0.9. So this is equal to 53,135.57 bars. So kung convert natin yan sa kVars, divide lang natin ng 1,000. So this will become 53.135 kVars. Or that is letter B. Okay? So next tayo. Last problem for the power factor correction. So we have a 250 kilovolt ampere 440 volts, 60 hertz, single phase, SEIM. Ano ba SEIM? Squirrel cage induction motor. O, induction motor yan. Okay, so S is 215 kilovolt ampere. 440 volts yung kanyang source. 60 hertz supply. And this is having a power factor of 0.8 lag. Now the question is this, how many microfarads of capacitor must be added to improve this power factor to 0.9? So ano daw yung ikakabit natin dito ang capacitor para ma-improve yung ating power factor to 0.9? 0.9 lag. Okay? So pwede natin kunin ulit dito yung Q cap, your power factor correction. Okay? So this is now P load multiplied by tangent theta odd minus tangent theta nu. So therefore, this is now Q cap is equal to, take note S yung binigay, so therefore P is equal to S power factor. So apply natin dito. So 250 kilo times 0.8 multiplied by tangent ng arc cosine ng 0.8 minus tangent ng arc cosine ng 0.9. So, makukuha natin yung up dito. So, 250 kilo times 0.8 times the quantity tangent ng arc cosine ng 0.8 minus tangent ng arc cosine ng 0.9. So, that is 53,135.57 or 58 na. So, this is now in bars. Ngayon, kunin na natin yung power factor Sina. Okay? Dito. So, using your Q cup is equal to E squared over XC. Okay, so this is now 53,135.58 is equal to 440 squared over 1 divided by 2 pi times 60 times C. So, kuha na natin yung C. So, itong answer is equal to 440 squared all over 1 divided by 120 pi times x. So this is equal to 7.28 times 10 to the negative 4 farads or in microfarads, that is, okay, eng lang natin tong answer. So that is now 728 microfarads. Letter A. So next tayo, another concept which is your um resonance. So ano nga ba yung resonance? So this is defined as the state of the circuit in which the receiver reactance or susceptance equal to zero. So kapag wala tayong reactance or susceptance, so meaning yung power factor natin for resonance is 1. Unity power factor. Hindi siya naglalag, hindi rin siya naglilin. Naka-in phase lang siya. So for resonance frequency in RLC, so kukunin natin yung F dito sa series RLC natin in resonance. So this is now equal to 1 over 2 pi square root of LC in hertz. Pwede rin natin kunin yung angular velocity dito or angular frequency. So yung omega natin that is equal to 1 over square root of LC. This is in radians per second. So itong dalawang to yung paki-memorize ninyo. Okay? Napunta na tayo sa series resonance. So, for the series resonance, ito lang yung tatandaan natin. So, for a series RLC and exhibits a resonance, so yung total reactance natin is zero. Okay? So, kumbaga ito, nagkontrahan lang tong dalawang to. Okay? So, XT is equal to zero. So, kapag nagkontrahan itong dalawang to, malamang sa malamang, yung XL at saka XC mo is equal. Kasi nga, di ba sabi natin kanina yung xt natin is L minus xc. Kung parehas yung numerical value niyan, magsisiro lang sila. Okay? So, parang converse identification tong number 1 at saka number 2 para lang sila. Um, continuation. Okay? So, yung ZT natin is equal to R. Kasi nga, wala na tayong X, di ba? Zero na yung X natin. So, therefore, yung total impedance natin is resistive na lang. And kapag resistive siya, power factor natin is equal to unity or 1. Okay? So, that's your series resonance. Okay? So, i-discuss ko na rin sa inyo yung quality factor. So for the quality factor, that's your Q. So this is the measure of the performance of the coil in terms of its losses and resonator bandwidth. Or ito yung pinaka madaling definition. So, the ratio of the stored energy to dissipated energy. Kung ilan yung na-store over dissipated energy. So, ibig sabihin, kung mas mataas yung quality factor mo or yung Q, mas marami siyang nasa-store na energy kaysa sa mga nagagamit na energy. Okay? So, yung Q now is equal to 1 over R square root of L over C. So, pwede to. Or pwede rin Q is equal to XR or XC all over R. Pwede rin to. Or in terms of voltage, that is Q is equal to VN or VC all over VT or total voltage. So, take note ito. Sige, try na natin mag-solve ng resonance problem natin. So, R is equal to 20 ohms. L is equal to 35 times 10 to the negative 6 Henry. And C is 75 times 10 to the negative 12 farads. And these are the values of a series RLC circuit. So, in megahertz, what is the circuit's resonance frequency? So, ano daw yung FR? And from your formula a while back, so ang ating resonant frequency is equal to, okay, 1 over 2 pi square root of LC. So, yan yung substitute natin formula. So, this is now 1 over 2 pi square root of L times C. So, this is now 1 all over 2 pi square root of L, which is 35 times 10 to the negative 6 times 75 times 10 to the negative 12. So, kunin natin yung FR. So, press lang natin yung ENG. So, this is now 3.106 times 10 to the 6 hertz, or this is equal to 3.1 megahertz. Letter B. Okay? Let's move on to number 48. So an unknown capacitance that is 100 C. So we have also a inductor that is 175 millihenry and a capacitance, or sorry, resistance I should say. So 20 ohms resistance makes up a series circuit. Okay, so naka-series sila. So the voltage is 100 sine of 377 T. So this is the voltage. So determine the capacitance value at resonance. So hanapin daw natin yung C at resonance. So ang available lang natin dito is yung RL at saka C and yung equation ng voltage. So paano natin kukunin yung or i-relate yung mga yan sa resonance. So, yung FR wala tayo. Pero, ang binigay sa atin kasi is equation ng voltage, meron niyang omega. Tama po ba? So, therefore, pwede natin gamitin yung pangalawang formula natin dito, which is yung omega is equal to square root of L over C. Okay? So, kunin muna natin yung omega natin dito sa voltage natin. So, omega is 377 radians per seconds. Okay, so gamitin natin yan sa pagkuha ng C at resonance. So at resonance, omega is equal to 1 over square root of LC. So this is now 377 is equal to 1 over square root ng L, which is 175 times 10 to the negative 3 times C. So kunin natin yung C. So, 1 over square root ng 175 times 10 to the negative 3. Wala yung x. So, times x. So, that is 4.02 times 10 to the negative 5. So, gawin lang natin yung microfarads. So, this is now equal to 40.2 microfarads. Letter C. Okay? So, punta na tayo sa number 49. So a tank circuit is supplied by a current source whose source resistance is 56 kilo ohms. The tank is composed of 56 nanofarad in parallel. So capacitor, so 56 nanofarad in parallel with a coil. So coil is a series RL circuit. So whose inductance are 25 millihenry and 80 ohms. Determine the Q of the coil that gives coil given that the frequency of the system at resonance is 3,578. So, hahanapin natin yung Q ng coil. Okay? Given yung resonance frequency natin or FR, is equal to 3,578 Hertz. So, kapag Q ng coil, ibig sabihin, ito lang yung tinitingnan natin dito. So, yan. Hindi natin isasama yung C or yung epekto ng C dito. So, therefore, kung given lang yung coil natin dito, so, pwede natin gamitin yung pangalawang formula natin. So, XL or XC over R. So, Q ng coil, since coil siya, RL, so XL na lang yung gamitin natin all over R. So this is now equal to 2 pi times frequency 35 or 3578 Hertz multiplied by 35 millihenry all over R, which is 80. So this is now 2 pi times 3578 times 35 times 10 to the negative 3 over 80. So this is now equal to 9.84. So this is your Q ng coil. Letter D. Okay? So next tayo, number 50. So determine the voltage across the ideal capacitor at resonance when a coil with a Q factor of 5 is placed in series with across a 60 volts AC source. Okay? So take note lang, this is a series RLC again. So RL, so this is your coil. Then meron tayong C dito. Okay? Ayan. So given yung ating source na kinabit dito sa RLC, 60 volts. Okay, so hahanapin daw natin yung voltage across the ideal capacitor. So VC. Okay, dito. So given yung Q factor natin is 5. So paano nga ba natin kukunin yung VC dito? So given Q factor, pwede siguro natin gamitin itong formula na ito, no? Yung pangatlo. So since VC yung gusto natin, um, pwede natin gamitin yung Q is equal to VC over VT. So yung VT natin dito yung 60 volts. So this is now 5 is equal to VC over 60. So therefore VC now is equal to 300 volts. And that's letter B. Okay? Okay, so we have the last problem for quality factor. So a coil having an inductance of 50 millihenry, resistance 10 ohms in series with a 25 microfarads capacitor across a 200 volts supply. So find the Q of the circuit. So paano natin kukunin yung Q? So given R, L, and C. So gagamitin natin yung first formula. Okay, so this is now Q is equal to 1 over R square root of L over C. So Q now is equal to 1 over 10 times square root of 50 milli all over 25 micro. So what's now your Q equal to? So the answer is 4.47. 4.47. That's the Q factor of the circuit. Letter C. Okay, so bago tayo mag-ano sa last number, so kailangan muna nating matalakay ang parallel resonance kasi for number 52, that's parallel resonance. Okay? So, pero bago yung parallel resonance, so we must first know what is admittance. Okay? So, when we say admittance, this is denoted as Y in your AC circuits, no? And ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng admittance? This is the reciprocal of impedance. Kabaliktaran siya ng impedance. Okay? So ano yung components ng admittance natin? So that is conductance and susceptance. So yung conductance, alam na natin yan during your DC circuits, di ba? This is the ability of the um, conductor to um, allow electric current or flow of electron. Okay, so that is reciprocal of resistance. This is denoted as G. Okay, and your susceptance, beta, this is the reciprocal of your reactance. So in complex mode, so yung ating Y in vector form, this is now equal to G plus or minus beta. Okay? So kapag positive yung beta mo, that's capacitive susceptance. Kapag negative yung beta mo, that's inductive susceptance. Okay? So, kapag naka-polar form naman, so your y is equal to magnitude of y, bar angle plus or minus theta. So, for your positive theta, kapag leading yan, okay? Leading power factor or that's your capacitive. So, kapag naman negative yung theta mo, laging power factor or that's inductive. Okay? So, ngayon, ginagamit ang para admittance sa parallel circuits kasi. Okay? So, take for example, meron tayong parallel RL at saka parallel RC. Okay? So, mas madali kasing i-express ang parallel in terms of admittance or susceptance and conductance. Okay? So, paano natin kukunin yung conductance dun sa RL circuit? So, this is denoted as your GL. Okay? So, GL is RL over RL squared plus XL squared. And yung beta L natin, yung inductive susceptance, that is XL over RL squared plus XL squared. So, yung RL mo dito, yan yung resistive part ng coil mo. And yung XL naman, yan yung reactance ng coil mo. Okay? So, for your GC naman, okay, so punta na tayo dito sa pangalawang branch. Ito yon. So, yung GC mo dyan, that is RC over RC squared plus XC squared. And for your beta C, XC over R squared plus XC squared. So, ito yung kakailanganin natin kapag meron tayong parallel RL and parallel R. Ang parallel RL and RC. Okay? So, ano yung paggagamitan nito? Saan natin gagamitin to? At actually, ito magagamit natin sa parallel resonance or anti-resonance. So, ano yung mga components natin dito para magkaroon ng parallel resonance? So, first is total susceptance in the circuit is zero. So, wala tayong susceptance. Beta is equal to zero. Okay? Yung beta L mo equal to beta C. So, therefore, yung total beta mo kasi dito for parallel resonance to happen is beta L or beta C, I should say, minus beta L. Okay, kapag nag-equal ito, magkokontrahan lang yung mga susceptance. Okay, so therefore, magsisiro yan kapag parehas yung numerical value nito. So, pangatlo pa, current is minimum. So, dun sa series resonance, current is maximum. Mataas ang kuryente. Pero kapag anti-resonance ka, anti-resonance or parallel resonance, baliktad. Current is minimum. And the power factor of the circuit is unity or 1. Okay? So, this is for your parallel resonance. Okay, last number 52. So what size of condenser must be placed across an inductance having a resistance? So resistance of 10 ohms and reactance of 20 ohms. So this is an RL circuit to draw minimum current. So ano daw yung ilalagay na daw natin ditong capacitor across this? So C. So para magkaroon ng minimum current, so I is minimum. And kapag merong minimum na kuryente, so this is now developing a parallel resonance. Okay, given that your frequency is 60 Hz. Ano daw yung C na to? So for parallel resonance, pwede naman natin gamitin dito yung beta L is equal to beta C. Okay? So assume a condenser of negligible resistance. So yung RC mo daw dito 0. Wala ka daw resistive part dito. So, pwede natin gamitin yung beta L is equal to XL over RL squared plus XC, or sorry, XL squared. Yan. So, this is now 20 over 10 squared plus 20 squared. And this is now equal to beta C, and your beta C is only just your um, XC. So, XC over RC squared plus XC squared. So, since this is 0, so yung RC natin is 0, so this is XC over XC squared. Or this is equal to 1 over XC. Okay? So, therefore, pwede natin gamitin dito na 1 all over XC na lang to. So, which is 1 all over 2 pi times 60 times C. So, pwede na natin masolve yung C. Shift solve. So 20 over 10 squared plus 20 squared is equal to 1 all over 1 over 2 pi times 60. So 120 pi times x. So this is 1.06 times 10 to the negative 4, or in microfarads, press E and G. So this is equal to 106 times 10 to the negative 6, or that's microfarads. Letter B. Okay, that ends your AC single phase lecture. So, ang susunod is polyphase, no? Medyo mahirap yung polyphase. Okay, so review smartly, no? Okay, and have a great day, everybody.